Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome to another episode of Group Chat, where we unravel the fascinating lives of individuals shaping the world in remarkable ways. In this episode, we sit down with Taj Martinez, a seasoned content creator and senior manager of media within content creation for the Brooklyn Nets and the NBA. But Taj's journey goes beyond the glitz of the NBA. It's a story of evolution, family roots in the arts, and the dynamic balancing act of life on the road in New York City. Taj, a longtime friend and content genius, takes us through his unexpected path from a mobile X-ray billing department technician to the heart of the NBA media. Join me, your host, Aquatius Addy, as we dive into the world of Taj, capturing the essence of his experiences in a unique blend of art, sports, and family that defines his life. Welcome to Group Chat. Welcome to Group Chat, the show that dives deep into the extraordinary lives of everyday individuals, making a remarkable impact on the world. Join me, Aquatius Addy, as we journey beyond the glitz and glamour to uncover the untold stories of those that work tirelessly behind the scenes. From the streets of New York to the shores of the Red Sea, we'll connect with fascinating individuals from all walks of life. Get ready to explore the world of you and I like never before. Welcome to Group Chat.
When making diamonds, the pressure applies. I never crossed over none of my guys. Stick to the script, never loosen my grip. Crossing my T's and I'm dotting my I's.
So your journey into the content creation field is intriguing. Can you walk us through your earlier steps in your professional life? Like what shifted you, what guided you into this unexpected change into content creation?
So before diving into the NBA media, I had started off as I'll go into as an intern at CBS Sports. I did that in 2011, I believe. And I was basically just like a small time, I wouldn't say small time, but like production assistant.
Yeah.
And so I was helping out in various projects and just getting sort of like my feet wet with like how production works, especially in the sports world.
Okay.
After that, I had graduated and went back to Maryland, and I had got a job at a mobile X-ray company.
I was just gonna get in there, like how you get to the mobile X-ray, but
yeah. So it's funny, like mobile X-ray company. It was called Mobile X, and I was in billing. So I would basically cold call folks to pay the bills, you know. And I was there for about a year. Just a sort of like minimum wage job.
Yeah.
And then I had an opportunity. My aunt was at the NBA at the time. NBA Entertainment is the official title in Secaucus, New Jersey. And she, basically was telling me if I have any interest
so that's kind of
in the sports world. Yeah.
So family played a significant role in shaping one's path. How does your family and background values influence your decisions to explore content creation? Were there specific moments that you can think of from family members or loved ones that nudged you into that direction?
I would say I think my family is just a creative family overall.
Okay.
But I think from my father, he was heavy in like the production world, entertainment specifically. And he actually put me on my first sort of production job while I was in college. And it was basically like working music festivals. And some big time music festivals is what got me into it. Yeah.
Moving from Maryland to the bustling city of New York, that's a significant transition. Considering your roots in a nature-centric environment, how did that move impact you? How did it impact your lifestyle, both personally and professionally? Were there particular challenges that you faced?
Absolutely, 1,000%. Many challenges I faced. Just like you said, coming from Maryland, small town, lots of nature, slow paced.
Yeah.
Coming to New York is a complete 180. And for many of those who know me is that I'm not a big fan of New York, but I've been here for about a decade now.
Yeah.
And so just the challenges that I faced was just adjusting to the lifestyle here.
Yeah.
always being on the go and, trying to acclimate myself to, I had a car at the time. So it's like, you'll get a ticket for the most random reasons. Like as soon as you walk out the door, like you're spending money.
So do you think if someone wanted to work in the field professionally, as far as content creation goes, if that's something that they should almost look forward to is having to relocate,
It depends on where the market is. The New York market is, as in everything, is the top of the class, cream of the crop, right, if I would say. Yeah. And so basically, like with that, all of like the major sports are here. We got baseball, we got basketball, we got hockey, and we all know like those professional teams and whatnot. So, having to relocate, if someone is willing, I suggest that they look within their own current market wherever they're living. Yeah. But I would just say also that major metropolitan areas will have like sporting opportunities.
Okay. Yeah. You have a family deeply rooted in arts. How did this background influence your approach to content creation in the sports industry? Can you share instances where your artistic sensibilities played a crucial role in shaping the narrative of an NBA game?
Yeah, so, knowing that I come from like an artistic background, I try to approach, when it comes to shooting, differently than what I would think others would do. And it's angling the shots in a different way. It's not mainly focusing on like game action. It's sort of just like, getting in tight and showing the expression and the emotion of certain players, whether it be they're excited or maybe they're sad, that it's a tough loss or something like that.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I think you answered that beautifully, actually. Like,
yeah, and I think it just shows that that the subject that we're focusing on, which is basketball players, is that to show the humanity, and knowing that they're not just guys dribbling the ball and doing these fantastic athletic things. It's also knowing that they're human, that they just played a back-to-back, that they just traveled 6 hours and slept maybe 3, and knowing that like it may not be their day, you know. So it's just trying to capture that emotion more so than the actual athletic feats, I would say.
That's hard, bro. Yeah. Like that, I love that answer. Yeah. Like that's to capture the human qualities of the players that sometimes people watch on TV and you just see them as a team or as a player, to capture some of those qualities that make us human, and for the person to be able to relate to them and that, in the moment of that, whatever they're in. Exactly. That's a great pull of an artistic, reach. That's awesome. Awesome answer. Let's get to it. So you've worked on music festivals and live music on the road. How did these diverse experiences contribute to your growth as a content creator? And were there specific challenges or moments on the road that significantly impacted your creative perspective?
Yeah, so when I started out in like music festivals, I was pretty green, as they would say, like new. Okay. And trying to just understand like the ins and outs of just being on the road, how not necessarily with the skill asset, but just like, how I should carry myself, knowing that there is a certain hierarchy. Right. I can't come in there and stepping on toes. Right. I'm the green. Right. I gotta be a student, and I gotta pay my dues as well. So
like anything else in life.
Like anything else in life, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
And so challenges, I would say, is just in the traveling aspect, is just getting used to just being on the road and not being home.
Getting used to just being out.
And knowing that an 8-hour day can turn into 12 or 14 hours. Yeah. I can tell you instances where I've been up a total of 32 hours. Yeah. and didn't get any sleep due to the craziness of the road.
So they on the road like you're on the road.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So now this is a question that I feel people will zero in on, and that's balancing a committed relationship while being frequently on the road. And that's a challenge that many can relate to. How do you manage a healthy family life while having a demanding career? Are there specific rituals or practices that help you stay connected?
Yeah, I think communication is number one. And knowing that, and also having a partner who just understands the aspects of the job,
Just locking it down.
Yeah, just like, and I think those are just the two main points there. I mean, as long as there's clear communication and then an understanding.
Like understanding that you're going to be away a lot.
Yeah, it's things can always get, you can hit some roadblocks or whatever. But other than that, it's just like, if you don't have those two main things, then.
So you're trying to keep an open communication.
You have to keep open communication. I'll just tell you one thing, like, so 2020 COVID, as we all went through, the NBA had decided on going to the bubble. The bubble was in Orlando, Florida.
I remember that.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
And knowing how to prepare myself mentally.
So you had to be there for 3 months?
I was there for 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, it's just like there's a lot of factors. It's like for long trips, you have to prepare yourself mentally for it, personally. And then if you have a family, if
I was going to say, I wanted to actually
any of those things,
dig into that question a little bit more.
If any of those things, like, you're going to have to mentally prepare them as well.
So I got to ask, being engaged and spending a considerable amount of time away can pose a lot of challenges. How do you and your fiance navigate the dynamics of a committed relationships amidst a demanding career? Are there any specific strategies you've developed to keep the connection good?
I just make sure that there's quality time, or making quality time between myself and my fiance a priority.
Right.
Especially when I'm present.
Yeah.
And by being present, it means by being home.
Right.
And I think that if knowing that, like, making sure that quality time is being spent here, and knowing that, because my schedule is all over the place.
Right.
Like, I can be here today and gone for 2 weeks, and the next week. Yeah. It's a balance, I would say, that has been helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is with something that I can personally attest to, knowing your mom. Your family has a holistic background. How do you integrate holistic principles into your busy NBA media career? Are there specific practices or routines that contribute to a balanced and fulfilling life, both personally and professionally?
I guess I would say into trying to live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
While being on the road or being in this business, because like for those,
but like the players that are on the road, it's like you're on the road too.
Yeah.
So it's
So for those who are in the business or who are interested in being in the business, it's like it's trying, if you're lacking sleep, which you probably will. Yeah. It's making sure that you are not eating terribly.
Okay.
It's making sure that I'm a spiritual person, so it's making sure that I'm praying, what I'm saying? Yeah. And building on that spiritual, or just keep feeding that spirit.
Okay.
Because, there will be times where you get burnt out. Yeah. And the day may be a slog to get through. Right. So what are you going to fall back on? Right. And as a holistic part of it, I think that's a good practice.
Diving into the creative realm of this, right? Can you share a specific example where your creative decisions significantly enhanced the storytelling of a game that you remember? How do you balance the creativity with the need of accuracy? So it's like you have your creative side, but you have to be accurate. Is there a representation in your role that puts one over the other or binds them together?
I guess I would say that, like, when I'm trying to capture the emotion of the players, and the humanity of the players, you know, I don't necessarily. It's contributing. It's just contributing to the picture, the production process. So if I'm on the field shooting like photos or video, and let's just say photos, it just adds flavor to the social profile, because like that's why we're here. That's why we're in business. It's to capitalize on the social media profiles of these brands. Right. And, you know, it can't just simply be a linear sort of just game highlights or stuff like that. It's like, you know, let's just say I take about 100 photos, 100 good photos, and those photos are used not just for that night. They're used actually throughout the week. Okay. Telling different stories, and let's just say, for instance, our star player like Mikal Bridges, like he goes off for 40 points or so. Right. They may use that photo of him, like a good, like, yes, that type of stuff, like, and use that in a post to just amplify that stat. Okay. You know. Nice. And so, yeah.
That's looking forward. Are there any specific projects or initiatives in the content creation? You know, this is mainly about content creation. I know it's a big realm of what you do, but we're zeroing on the content creation. Is there one that you aspire to work on? And how do you envision the future of sports media evolving? And what role do you see Taj Martinez playing in that?
I just want to use like my art, I would just say, and whether that be in my personal life or in my job, in my career, to connect people. Yeah. And to be like, oh, like this is a Taj Martinez piece. This is a Taj Martinez photo. Nice. Like there are individuals in the business who have a reputation, and they've been in there for 25, 30 plus years. And you see a photo from them, you see a video clip from them. You know it's there. This is a blank, and that's what I want. Okay. But more so. But I want more. I want more so where it's just like, this is actually something that's super meaningful. You know, this is something that connects people. You know, what I mean, like a
beyond the sports world.
Beyond the sports world. You know, like a Basquiat. Creator. You know what I'm saying? Like just a straight creator. Okay. You know. And a name, a household name, you know, stuff like that. So that's where I see myself to be, you know, bigger than sports.
Very well. So, yeah. As we conclude, let's reflect on a pivotal moment in your journey that defined your path in the field that you're in. What are the key takeaways from your experiences, and how have they shaped the creator that you are today?
Key takeaway experiences is always be willing to be a student in the game. Do not have an ego. Doesn't matter how good you are.
Sturdy.
And I think that because, let's just say that, like, I've been in the sports field in media, sports media field, for 10 years. Okay. And I'm still learning. Yeah. And I'm still looking at my coworkers who are amazing at what they do. And I'm just like, I want to get like you. Yeah. You know, I want to put this, I want to shoot this like how you shoot it. I want to cut this like how you cut it.
You actually, you're going into my next question, which is awesome. So I was going to say, you got into this a little bit, but let's take a moment to acknowledge influences. Are there any specific individuals or mentors you like to express gratitude or just a bit of recognition to?
First and foremost, shout out to God.
Yeah, absolutely.
And shout out to my parents.
Yeah.
And my brother especially. My brother is I would say, the person that I'm influenced by a lot. Just because I think that he found and my brother's name is Julian Elijah Martinez, fantastic actor, writer, artist. But he's just like, he found his thing.
Yeah.
And
I've seen his work personally.
He's found his he's
really,
found his thing, and
good.
he's basically just excelled at it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think with anybody, that's what you want.
No.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, if you find something to excel at, or you find something that you love, I would say something that you love, then you're gonna just keep pushing for it. You're gonna keep going for it. You're gonna excel at it once you keep practicing at it. And so, knowing that I see that in him, you know, I want the same sort of drive and that same sort of fire that he has. And then also shout out to, like, you know, all the people that I've worked with throughout the past 10 years. I mean, there's a lot of them. But, you know, especially my current team now, it's just like extremely talented individuals who I'm lucky to work with. So,
okay. So, in closing, do you have any advice for aspiring creators that want to break into the industry, or they're working hard at it every day? You know, creators are being made with the boom of Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media platforms. You have creators from the most broadest of backgrounds. Do you have any advice for them? My advice for people who are interested in the sports media field and also content creation is to develop that social profile. And by social profile, you know, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you know, even X now. It's very important. It's basically your online resume, and with the click of a button, or a tap of a phone screen. There's been many times, like even at my job, where, you know, the director will be asking for freelance photographers and videographers and editors, and I know a few, and I would pull them up on my phone and send them the link, and those individuals got jobs for me, got opportunities. Oh wow! Because their work was spoken for. Great piece of advice, and I'm going to take the notes. Yeah. So I just think that developing that social profile, don't be afraid. You know, don't be timid. You know what I mean? Put your work out there. Put yourself out there. It's very important. You know, I would say that it is a high demanding job, but, like, you know, I think artists, you know, there's plenty, you know, and yeah, just put yourself out there and don't be afraid. So awesome. Well, for closing, I would like to say thank you very much, bro. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for letting us know a glimpse of what you do. And it's going to be very helpful to people to get to see a day in the life of a professional content creator. And it's awesome that I have you on here to be able to bring the reality of what people may see on the outside, but you bring that personification of the actual person behind the work. Yeah. So I'd like to thank you for coming on this show. Thank you for having me. Yeah. It was a pleasure, man. Yes, my brother as always. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm your host, Aquatius Addy. On behalf of all of us at Group Chat, we would like to thank you for joining us and watching. And please follow us in the description below, where you can see all of our posts and updates, and you can catch the next episode where we dive into the exciting lives of the people behind the background of what you see every day, the people that make it happen, the backbones to our country, to your country, to our world. Peace and blessings, and see you on the next episode.